So to the 5OP, we're going to talk now, I think, right, Anthony, about the 5 champions who've been consistently or 100% pick bans.
Yep. All right, so there have been 5 champions in the LCS who have a 100% pick ban. They've been present in all 20 games. They are Yuumi, Ryze, Sylas, Aatrox, and Aurelia, all with very different win rates.
Yes. Shout out. Well, no, but do they not? Do they have this? I thought they have the. Oh, that's the pick rate. You didn't send me like the top of the bar, so I don't know what the columns align to on the screenshot. Yes. Is that a 0% win rate on Ryze?
Yes, Ryze is a 0% win rate.
That's shocking.
It's not. Ryze is not that. I think they overvalue Ryze. 100%. I think they overvalue Ryze. Yuumi, I don't understand. I don't get it. I've seen 2 games.
What's the other game she was in?
CLG when they beat
the first CLG one, but what was the second one?
I think TSM ran it.
Oh, Bio. I don't remember that one, but or Smoothie.
Smoothie, yeah, Smoothie ran it with a 19 KDA.
Woo! Ooh! That's spicy. Sylas, I think, is rated correctly here. 75% win rate. Sylas makes a lot of sense for me to be on 100% pick ban. I think with Ryze, I kind of understand what you mean by overvaluing, but I think that ultimate and the general utility of Ryze is like insane if you have a really strong team or like you just know what you're doing as a collective, right? Like
Ryze also has the lowest game time out of all of these, which means that they're probably beating him before he can come online.
Yeah,
which might mean it's kind of the statistics are off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Aurelia with a 25% makes sense to me. I do think she's probably not as strong as people think she is. She's definitely good and definitely ban worthy, especially because there's some really good Aurelia players in the LCS, obviously. But Aurelia to me seems a little bit below the power of like Aatrox or Sylas. Sylas, I think, great, 100%, makes a lot of sense. His ultimate is absolutely insane, especially since more teams seem to be going for team fight compositions. You're basically drafting your own team fight comp and then getting the whole enemy team's team fight ultimate potential. I think in this sort of style of League of Legends we're seeing now, which is a lot more team fight oriented, I think that Sylas is an incredible pick and will remain one. Mm-hmm. Yuumi, I don't know if she's great or she's just banned a lot because people don't know how to play around her. I think in the hands of a capable support, like the LCS supports, she's basically never gonna die. Like, I would be like, how do you kill an LCS Yuumi?
How many deaths does she have total? Is it gonna tell me?
Biofrost didn't die on her, so any death is just from Smoothie if he died on her at all.
Well, she has a 28 KDA.
So no.
So I'm gonna go with probably 0 deaths. 1 death from Smoothie. 1.
Yeah, and so like
18 assists.
I feel like
Jesus Christ.
I feel like the most Yuumi deaths I see in my life with other bad players is the person Yuumi is on overextends and is out of position, and then once they die, Yuumi does not have anywhere to go.
You see, I make it my mission to hunt down that little bastard cat and kill it.
I know you do, but you're different. You're a vindictive sod, and that's your own baggage. But Yuumi, I feel like, is bad with bad players because they overextend, they get caught out, she has nowhere to jump. Your average LCS AD carry is not going to be overextending like an idiot, right? Your average LCS AD carry, your average LCS player is going to have an incredible grasp of positioning, which will allow Yuumi to be insanely good and almost unkillable, because she is likely going to be in a position where she will have at least 2 other allies to jump to, assuming there wasn't like a fucking 3-man triple kill or some bullshit, right? And it just seems like with that high-level positioning, she's busted. Right? Because you just get infinite poke and like a 45-second AoE root.
That's sad. A lot of the ults I've been seeing out of Yuumi haven't been amazing. I saw a couple of good ones, but half the time they'll fire it in one direction where somebody is, and then the fight moves in an entirely different direction, and it's just useless.
I get that, but to me, it seems like a Nami wave, right? Like the way an average player uses Nami wave is really different than the way the average LCS player does. You can use a Nami wave to force the enemy team into a different fighting position, and then or force them out of certain routes. And even if the Nami wave hits 0 people, you've affected where the enemy team is and is not allowed to move, which is a huge advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And the Yumiel can be used the same way. If you're like, I do not want them walking through that brush, Yumiel that brush. They cannot walk in there without getting AoE CC'd. They have to go the other way, probably the way you want them to go. So I think that like hit rate for that to me is not as important as much as like zoning potential. But again, I haven't been paying too close attention to how they're used. Maybe
there's also only 2 games to watch on Yumi.
Yeah, exactly. And
now,
then maybe one of them was against 100 Thieves, right? Like, does that even count?
Yeah.
CLG beat 100 Thieves with it.
Yeah. So now Aatrox, I'm pretty damn sure Aatrox is busted, having played him quite a bit recently myself.
Oh, he is.
But at the same time, I want to see more of Aatrox. Aatrox is so much fun to watch. He only has 3 games, and he's lost one of them. But he's just so much fun to watch. And if you combo him with Yuumi, all the better. Especially on this patch, before they remove that healing bonus. That'll be so broken. But, oh, dear Lord. Help the team that leads up Aatrox and Yuumi. Because, oh.
That combo is insane.
Oh, it's real good. It's real good. Just chase right at him. Just keep queuing. Never stop. But Aatrox, I think he's got the middling KDA over here. So I like Aatrox can be outplayed from my position. I think he's really strong and probably broken, but I can outplay Aatrox on most of my champion pool. I just feel like people are really afraid to pick bruisers like Kled, Renekton, and I don't know, I guess Aurelia into him. But Aurelia's a heavy skill matchup, and she's not as good as the other 2. But
Riven to be insane.
Yeah, you can pick Riven into him and outskill him. But I think Poppy being on the table should really be bringing Aatrox down, because nobody's banning Poppy, and the only one who's playing Poppy is Dokla, because I think that's the only champion Dokla knows how to play.
I mean, Licorice has historically had a pretty good Poppy.
And so is Hanser.
Yeah.
But Dokla's the only one playing her right now.
I would imagine that any LCS top can play Poppy at least all right.
Please tell me you can play Poppy all right, because she's not that hard.
No, she's
Full
really
disclosure,
not.
She's not that hard, especially for LCS players.
I mean, yeah, LCS players are just another,
So, Rise has changes coming. I don't know if Silas
Do we
has
know what they
changes
are
coming. Yet? They've been playing around with a lot of them. They're moving his shield. They moved his shield over to his root.
What's it on now? Is E?
It's his passive.
It's passive.
So when
I haven't played Ryzen like since season 3.
I've been playing him with you for like a month, man.
No, but I don't know what his abilities are because I haven't been. Well, I mean, I know what his QWER do, but I haven't like played him since like season 3.
They're making it so his E will always bounce. They're removing the overpower detonate, and they're making it so that his overpower detonate is now a scaling damage with his mana and his Q level. I don't remember exactly, but they're shifting around a lot of his power to be on different abilities, and they're changing his ult to be a constant range, and then the upgrades are lowering its cooldown.
Is this like in the service of trying to make Rise both viable for pros and playable by the average person?
I guess
I've seen them talk about that a lot, or in a few videos or like interviews I saw, especially around the time of the old Rise rework, where they were like, yeah, we want a champion that like your average player can actually play, because most people can't play Rise.
Well, the problem is his ult is so game changing, and even in our 5-mans, it's hard for me to pull off those game changing ultimates.
No, I know, because we're not LCS players with.
It's not even just that; it's that the opportunities don't arise a lot, and you have to
because the games are completely different in solo queue. Even in a 5-man solo queue, the games are completely different.
I just want Clash back so I can start pulling off some real moves.
Hold on.
Are you actually looking up the changes? Because it's a change to every single
No,
ability.
I'm looking up Rise's win rate.
In LCS?
No.
Overall?
Solo queue.
Oh, it's probably something like 44.
44%.
Yeah.
44.63%.
My win rate's much better than that.
It's got a 45.54% win rate top.
What's the games played? Oh, you have to go to
Games
champions.
played mid is 84,936.
No.
Top is-
I want to know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just on the analytics.
You have to go somewhere else for that. It's actually not getting much better as more games. It gets up past 50 by games played.
Yeah, but
it's not getting over 55% at all.
And that's really what I meant when I said like about the average player, is that Ryze's power is both mechanically difficult to, on some level, mechanically difficult to access, and his ultimate to really unlock like the full Ryze potential.
You need people on board.
You need a lot of people on board. Like you need people like who know what they're doing, who know how to position, and who know that it's going to happen. Right?
And don't know it's going right into Dragon Pit.
Don't know that people who are not going to get griefed by their shitty friend and co-host.
Right in the Dragon Pit. Dinner served, baby.
Anyone who wants to know what that's about, go check Anthony's clips. He griefed me violently, and I will never forgive him. But I digress. I mean, I feel like, who is Ryze even good into? That's what I'm trying to think. Good into like a Kali, maybe?
He's pretty safe, to be honest. Especially top lane, he's pretty safe. The thing is you're trying to, on the other side of him, you're trying to control his mana bar, and you kind of build so you need to not worry about that as much. You try to get good back timings. You try to hit that 500 gold first back, TP in, hit 1300 gold with that bar. Maybe you get the fruit for extra mana. You probably want to get a pot in there if you can, or the corrupting potion, I mean.
Here's what I'll say. There are only 4 champions in League of Legends that are on this bar that rises above a 50% or above win rate against in solo queue, which is Akali, which is the highest, second highest LeBlanc, Galio, and Kalista. Now, Kalista's not very good right now. LeBlanc is all right, Akali's all right, and I can see how that would be countered because you're kind of tanky. Galio, whatever. Most people probably don't Galio correctly. Everyone else is
bad right now.
Yeah, only good in LCS because people know what they're doing.
No, he's still bad in LCS too. They nerfed his tankiness.
That's true. Everything else is 49 or lower, even going down to like 30% against like 38% against Malzahar and Annie, right? Like this champion seems like he's loses to basically everything.
He has mana problems on the scale of Anivia is the problem. And he stacks tier half as fast.
Yeah, which is bad.
So if you delay his tier timing, man, is it a bad time to be Ryze.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I guess they just want the ultimate. I guess the power is just so good and competitive, but hasn't won many games, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I would be shocked if by the end of the split there was still 0 wins on Ryze. Just but like
yeah,
I expect it to continue to be 100% pick ban just because of what the champion does.
I think in scrims he's probably going crazy. People understand his peak power and they're more afraid of that. Now I wanted to talk about Sylas's ult and why I don't understand why Riot doesn't just nerf some of the damage numbers that he gets from other people's ultimates. Because
that's fair. Go for it.
He just, because if he's ahead and he steals someone else's ultimate, he's not only has a level lead, so he might have a higher leveled version of the ultimate. He definitely has a gold lead, and now he has more damage on the ultimate, and he just has a better ultimate than you. It's like AP. It's like AD Nico top when against the Sylas. Why is he getting so many stats for that? Just because Nico's going AD instead. I feel like he should be getting the same numbers that the other person's getting for the damage at least.
I have heard you complain in the past about Sylas hitting 6 first and being able to access an ultimate that not even the original player can access.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually think that that's fine.
It happens once, and if you're really behind, it's probably not the end of the world. The world's probably.
I think that the most likely, like the person it's going to happen the most to is like your support, who's going to be like level 4 when Sylas is 6. But like whatever, right? Like
that or in a trade in a lane.
Yeah,
and that'll only happen for maybe a minute at most. Like something bad had to happen for that to happen for a minute.
Yeah.
But it just feels awful to have him steal an ultimate that I can't use, and he already has more damage on it anyways. So I feel like the amount of power and damage he gets from taking somebody's ability should probably be looked at as to the relationship to how much power that person has, because then you could have more options to proactively handle him. because you could then blind pick Nico more often without having to ban Sylas, because if you really want to play AD Nico, Sylas just now has one of the best teamfight ultimates in the game. And then he could just steal Kennen's ultimate too, and it's just... now I have 2 massive AoE damage ultimates.
Does he only ever steal level 1 ultimate, or does he steal their second?
No, he steals whatever the level ultimate is he has.
Wow, okay.
Which, this is what I'm saying is, like, he can get ahead, steal your ultimate, and now he has your ultimate ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. If he's ahead in levels, he's probably ahead in gold.
So that's my problem with Sylas, is that he's always ahead. Do you want to talk about Aurelia, or...
I don't know much about Aurelia, and I think
Aurelia's a fucking chump. I mean,
I said that earlier. I think that she's like not as good as Aatrox. There's some really good Aurelia players in the LCS, but like, I'm not sure that she's all that good right now, especially if you know how to play around her.
I think they're trying to pick her with Sejuani, which is like their primary mission, just because the double ultimate is crazy powerful.
I mean, it makes sense.
Because you can land Aurelia stun, land the freeze
Sejuani.
from Sejuani, and then guarantee the ultimates from Sejuani, then guarantee the ult. It's so much follow-up power, but I feel like that's most of it.
But outside of that, it's like it's mediocre.
Her early laning sucks. Her late game's really good, but so is a lot of the other champions that have been getting picked. But, wait.
I need this to end, so why don't you just take us on home, because I cannot take any more of your bullshit right now. I'll see you on the Rift, I guess. I don't know.
Let me get to the outro, goddamn. Alright, I think that'll do it for this week on the Legendary League Legends podcast. You can catch us next week at 6, because we have to start a little early, because Matt's got a dinner to go to.
No, yeah, I do.
At 6 p.m. Eastern. Catch the VODs on my YouTube channel. Good day.
Have a good one.